Don't forget to click the subscribe button, comment down below, like this video, and click the bell icon to be notified. Good morning. How are you? I hope you're doing great. My executive dysfunction is off the charts today. So I don't want to do anything. Like, I want to sit and watch Columbo for the rest of the day. Lucky for me, Frontier Communications decided to shut down my internet for the day. I don't know what they're doing. I saw the truck on the way home, and when I got home, like, we do streaming, so nothing was working. So they're doing something to the internet lines, because I can get to my router but not the internet. So that's the universe's way of going, get to work, lazy. Ooh, I've been cleaning in here because anything's better than actually working, right? I'm just overwhelmed because I need to get a few things finished. Obviously, that chair. And there is another piece that I brought back from the OGs that I'd like to finish. The mermaid table. The mermaid demi-lune table. I belt sanded the top because somebody said they could still see the stenciling. Well, I didn't belt sand it. I had my husband belt sand it. So I wasn't out there when it happened. I'm not allowed to play with the belt sander because I have a tendency to let it go. And it just sort of runs off on its own. So my husband's like, you can't play with the belt sander anymore. I'm like, okay. But somebody had mentioned from the side they could still see the shadow of the stencil that I had on there. So I wanted to get that off for sure. And I want to hit it. I'm going to hit it with some black paint. And then I have the spray paint, color shifting spray paint. I'm going to ask my husband to respray the top. And I'm going to take that to Vintage Junkie next week, along with a couple other pieces, to kind of get them front loaded for the week that I'm going to Junk Bonanza, because I can't. So underneath the chair, there's the other table that I took out of Picket Fence Gals. That's going to have to wait until after Junk Bonanza. It cannot get painted before. I'm sorry. I just don't have the time or the capacity or the bandwidth here. There's a lot that needs to be done and a lot that's not going to get done. That's it. That's the end of the statement. So the piece that I brought back from the OGs, I'm really upset because it was in perfect condition when I gave it to him. My mom actually bought it. It was a piece that she wanted to have in the house, but then she wanted alterations made to it. She wanted a band put on it, which the OG tried to do, didn't work out. So then it was covered in glue. So he tried to get the glue off, and now it's just a hot freaking mess, and I gotta fix it. It's a telephone table that my nephew fractal burned years ago, guys. Remember the video where he showed us how to do the fractal burning? And then I sold it at my sale at their house when my mom bought it, because it has USB chargers in it, so you could actually put your phones underneath the surface of the telephone table and charge your phones. Cool, right? I better get to work. I got to finish sanding the footstool. I did not do that yet. And that chair, something's got to happen to that chair. I think while I'm sanding the footstool, I'm going to sand on that and see what I like. See if I don't like what I like. Maybe I'll dry brush it blue, because I don't have much of the blue left. But the blue and brown should look good together, right? Blue and brown. Color atrophy now on top of executive dysfunction. Let's get to work so that I can stop making excuses, okay? All right, now I'm going to do the chair. And by the way, now that I don't need a chair, when I was at the Goodwill yesterday, they had a ton of them. I was so mad. I'm like, of course, because I don't need one right now. All right, they're sanded. Now I have to wait for the dust to clear. I'm gonna go have coffee. After Junk Bonanza, I would like to organize this space, so do not be surprised if you have several videos in a row of me Marie Kondoing this bloody room. Do a little online stuff while I wait for the dust to settle. Then I'm going to come back and dry brush that brown chair with the blue. And then I'm going to hit the top of that with the black so that hopefully I can get that sprayed if my husband has time. If not, maybe he'll let me use his spray booth if he doesn't have time. All right, so it's cleaned off. Let the dust cleaned off. Mixed up the paint. There's very little left in here. But I am going to use what's left to dry brush this thing in the same kind of blue. So, dry brushing. We've covered this topic before, but in these situations where I might want a little heavier deposit here, that's why I'm doing this. And then pulling, it's to get a little extra paint in one spot and then drag it out so that it looks natural. If I had gone and grabbed more paint and then put it on, you'd have this big clump of paint. I still want the brush dry, but a heavier deposit of the dry and then pull. So for those of you who are new to dry brushing and you're like, I don't know what she's doing, why is she tapping it? That's just because, like right here, I want to get a little bit more paint, and then the paint is more veiled. It's like a veil of paint over the brown. So if you see that little naked spot right there, I'm going to hit it like that. And it stipples some paint on there, but it doesn't cover it. And then I just drag it out so that it looks brushed. Because I want more blue up here. Pull more blue off there. From executive dysfunction to complete. The chair's done, the table's done, and the footstool's done. Wow. Once I broke the ice on actually starting, just can't keep me down. So this needs to be sprayed on the top to get the mermaid finish back. That's done. It's just got to dry. The footstool's done. And next, the horse. But I gotta figure it out because it's coming in. Okay, I'm back from picking up the kiddo from school and getting all the chaos and mayhem out of the way. Okay, so I've been accused of stealing twice today. And then I had something stolen from me. So here's how it goes down. This morning, Victoria's like, did you take my AirPods? No, I don't have your AirPods. She lost her AirPods again, second time. Mom, did you take them for real? Did you take them? No, I didn't for real take your damn AirPods. But anyway, her dad comes in. He finds her AirPods in the sofa after she went to school and told everybody they were stolen. Blah, 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 blah. Then her dad comes in. Where are my keys? Did you take my keys? No, I didn't take your keys. I don't even see your keys. They were right here with my wallet and my sunglasses, so you had to have moved them. Except I didn't. I didn't take your keys. Nobody took your keys. I came in this morning and I said everything right here. He didn't. He found them in a laundry basket because, I don't know, he's probably put it in his hoodie pocket and then took the hoodie off and draped it over the laundry basket. But yeah, I didn't take your damn keys or your AirPods. And then today, I got tagged on the post of somebody taking my content. Like they took my blog graphics that belonged to a blog post that I had on Instagram that leads to my blog. It's to generate traffic for my blog. And they posted it on their Instagram answering the question that was in the blog graphic. And I'm like, nope. No. So I said, I'm not okay with you taking my content and using it in this manner. So could you please take it down? They took it down for like a hot second and then put it back up with a border around it, because then you're not stealing my content. And then they did the same thing. They tagged me and answered the question that my blog post was answering, right? I mean, the whole point is to send them to my blog. And I said, okay, so since I asked nicely once and you've chosen to do this again, now I'm just going to report you for straight up stealing my content. So then they messaged me. I tagged you. Oh, yeah, you did. You tagged me. But you also answered the question I was directing people to my blog for. So you didn't send them to my blog. You didn't share my content. You took the content and used it as your own. There's a difference, right? So like they literally just stole my image and then answered the question and tagged me as if I asked them the question. And I said, yeah, no, I'm not okay with it. So take it down. I said, that's just theft. And I'm like, and you're answering it like you have some kind of knowledge as to the answer. That's not in any way promoting other women. Well, we only want to work with women who want to promote each other. Well, you and your 20 followers will have to just hate me. Because that's not promoting me. You weren't sharing my content and directing them to my website. You were just taking my content and then answering the question. Everybody wanted that. Stacy asked this question. No, Stacy didn't ask you a question. You need to stop stealing my damn content. I spent hours working on content. It's my full-time job to generate content. Not just, I mean, in addition to selling vintage and doing all this, it's a whole nother full-time job to generate blog graphics, you know, the videos, all the other content that I create. I sure as heck am not going to let you co-opt it and not direct people to my website. Oh, what, I tagged you? Yeah, you tagged me as if I asked you a question. I didn't ask you a question. And she goes, I flip houses, so I have knowledge of this. Good for you. It doesn't change the fact that you just straight up stole my content. And you're answering it like you have knowledge. By the way, the answer was wrong. But, I mean, the answer was wrong too, by the way. It was incorrect. So, you know, a lot of house flippers think they know what they're doing. And then if you ever go on TikTok and watch house flipping, you know, like the home inspectors talk about the flippers. Guys, no, home flippers are not experts in any way, shape, or form. And I mean, if the whole Discovery Plus debacle hasn't proved that, you know, I mean, clearly those people weren't experts. They're hiring experts. If they're smart home flippers, they're hiring experts. But the answer that this person gave to the question that was in my blog graphic was incorrect. It would have resulted in chipping and peeling paint in no time. So don't buy their house. But anyway, all the other content on their Instagram page was somebody else's content. They were videos from other DIYers. They had no content, no original content of their work. They took everyone else's content. And I'm like, okay, so I started reaching out to the people whose videos are there. I'm like, are you okay with this? Because I'm reporting it. I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with this. You shouldn't be either. They have generated zero original content. They're just taking everyone else's content and building an Instagram following. No, I'm not okay with that. So it's been an interesting afternoon, y'all. I just took the demi-lune table that I painted black out to the front yard to spray the color shift paint on it. It is now drying in the dining room. It smells like nail polish. So it is sitting out there for 20 minutes. The alarm should go off in 20 minutes, and I'll take it out for a second coat. When the sun came around this side of the house, it was warm enough to spray outside, and it's just easier than trying to get into that spray booth. So I'm going to get that done tonight, and I got the chair done, and that done, and that done, and yes. Now, you guys, the horse has to come in. I've been putting it off because I don't know what to do. I have no ideas. I literally went on Pinterest when I was waiting for Victoria to get out of school, and I was like, what have other people done? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'm putting it off because I feel like if I don't get it right, like it could be great, and at the same time, it could really be tragic. So I'm nervous. I'm nervous. It's going to get done. I'm going to do it. But I'm nervous. I'm not being negative. I'm not saying that, you know, I mean, I got tools and techniques that I can use on it, but then I could make it look like a horrible child project. Because it's artistic. It's not like there's furniture art. And then there's literally coloring in the lines and making something look pretty, like art. I think this falls into the art category. So I'm like, okay. But it's coming in tomorrow. We got this, guys. I just don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to come in here tomorrow and I don't know what to do. Oh! I'm not going to lie. Like all night, I'm going to be having nightmares about carousel horses. Because that's all I've been thinking about is this bloody horse. And I keep walking past it in the dining room. Now, Victoria, God bless her, got all that rope off. She goes, I can get this off. And I'm like, yeah, okay, you get it off. All right, go ahead, try. She did. I was just stunned. I was like, what? She did it. Oh my God. Like, I was tugging on it, and I'm like, they glued the whole thing, guys. Every inch of that rope around that cast iron base was glued, and with like an industrial strength glue. And then the ropes were glued together. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to burn it off. Like that's my thought was I'm going to have to light it on fire. Just go right to fire, guys. Don't try anything else. Just light it up. So that's where my brain went right away was, let's burn it down. And Victoria's sitting there looking at it, and she goes, I can get this off. I'm like, okay, if you want to try, go ahead. You know, because she's like, Mom, I can do it. I can do it. And I'm like, fine, if you want to. And I'm talking to her grandmother who's about to walk out the door. And a few minutes later, she goes, okay, it's done. I kid you not. Okay, let me see if I can get the rope. Jeff took the garbage out because it was like glue, like a thick glue, all every inch. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And she somehow the little minx, and her dad said, she's actually really good at like removing adhesives and all the stickers. And I'm like, but this isn't even adhesive. This is like dried glue. And she got the whole thing unwound. Brilliant. The child's brilliant. I didn't even know. Mostly because she whines a lot. I love her, but she whines a lot. You guys, what if this could be on the horse somewhere? I don't know. Metallic purple, maybe? I know this was not a big seller on furniture, but maybe on the horse? I've got some gold leaf. I've got some silver leaf. I've got copper leaf. I have been thinking on it. I'm not going to know until I actually sit down and start picking at it tomorrow. I'm very concerned about how the eyes are going to look. I do not want them to look cartoony. I don't want them to look weird or creepy in any way. I may have to actually break down and ask my husband to do the eyes, because he is an actual artist, so he can do stuff like that without making it look creepy, whereas I'm this kind of artist. This is all me, right? I got this. He's got the talent to do like portraitures and things like that that are heavy duty, like art. So it's not my forte. Let's put it that way. And I don't want it to look hideous. I just want it to look pretty. So I may have to employ his talents if he is so inclined to help me. I don't know. He's all crabby today because he thinks I stole his keys. But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. If you haven't yet gotten one of your Happy Junkin shirts, just remember I'm the only one that has the Happy Junkin shirts. And if you see it anywhere else, that's somebody else stealing my content. Or any of the other Junkin shirts that we have, including the Second Mouse Gets the Cheese. Or if you'd like to send me a Thrift Flip challenge, you can do that to the P.O. Box. Nothing creepy, guys. You know, none of that good stuff. And if you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can always do that. Thanks for watching, everyone. Happy Junkin'. Bye. Visit my blog, peonylanedesigns.com, for more tips, tricks, and inspiration. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll be notified of new videos. I post every week DIY tutorials and, of course, more Junkin videos.